You're listening to Drummer Daily, the only daily podcast just for drummers. Hey, this week on the podcast, I am trying to see if I can get a few more reviews for my podcast on iTunes. And I would love it if you could take 10 seconds and do that for me right now. So just go to iTunes and search for Drummer Daily and just leave your honest rating and review. You can click on the star rating and just type one or two sentences about what you think about the podcast. And that would be so helpful to me in keeping this podcast going. All right, thanks, and on to the show. Hello again, welcome back to Drummer Daily. I'm so happy you're here. So today I want to talk about something that I don't think I've ever actually talked about this before. So this will be a fun one. But to kind of set this up, if you see the name of the podcast, I want to explain that. Maybe you recognize the reference. So my wife and I, we love movies. We like movies a lot. But we don't go to the theater a lot. I go to the theater more because I love the popcorn than watching a movie in the theater. I would go to the theater just for the popcorn. That's how much I love some really buttery popcorn. Not the healthiest thing in the world, but that's my honest truth. There you go. But we just, for whatever reason, don't go to the theater a lot. Not for any one reason or the other. It's just, kind of an ordeal, especially when there's so many movies we think are great that are coming out we want to see. And it's kind of like, all right, we want to see a movie that we haven't seen. There are thousands of movies that we haven't seen on Netflix, or we could rent from iTunes or whatever. And it's way more convenient. And I think we have a nice TV and a nice little surround sound system. So it's like, why go to all the trouble? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just lazy. Who knows? Either way, we don't go to the theater very often. But one movie that we were both really excited to check out and wanted to see, and this is what it takes really, I think, is that it takes like a movie that's just like captures our imagination and we get hyped up about it to go see. And so we might go see 2 movies a year in the theater, maybe. If you don't, you know what though? I'll take that back. We might go see 1 movie a year. We do go see movies with our son. We'll go see the kids' movies, all the cartoons and stuff like that. We'll do that stuff. So I guess that's not completely accurate. Either way, we do it for him though a lot more often. But movies that aren't kids' movies, we only go see maybe 1 or 2 a year. Anyway, we both got really, really hyped up about seeing the movie Arrival. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil any of it if you haven't seen it. But in the movie, it's Amy Adams is in it. And in the movie, and this is nothing you wouldn't catch on the trailer, so I'm not spoiling it. In the movie, basically, alien ships randomly show up all over the world in seemingly random locations, and Amy Adams, I think, is like a linguist or like a college professor or something. Man, I've already forgotten. It's been a while since we've seen the movie. But either way, she's like a language expert, and the government, the military, whoever it is having a hard time just communicating with these aliens. They can't even talk and figure things out because they don't even know how to talk to them. And so the movie is about them bringing her in and trying to figure out how to talk and figure out even how to communicate with these extraterrestrial beings. I love a good space movie. I love a good ambitious movie. I love movies like Interstellar, things like that. So this movie was right up my alley, and I loved it. And I love movies that are epic like that, but then also have a personal, a very intimate personal aspect to the way they tell the story. Which I think is why I like this movie so much. This is not a movie review podcast, but that's why I think I don't like big epic movies for the sake of being epic and big. I like them when they are ambitious and big, but then also tie it back to something very personal and meaningful. And this was definitely a movie that did that. So anyway, but in the movie, there's a part, and again, I'm not really spoiling anything, but there's the phrase non-zero sum game comes up. And I guess that's as far as I'll go with it. I don't want to be accused of spoiling the movie for anybody, but that phrase is in the movie. And it's not like a key to the whole movie or anything, but it's like a part of one scene that's really kind of cool. And what, you know, the phrase non-zero sum game, I've heard it before, and you know, I just never thought of it in terms of drumming, but you know, non-zero sum game. So if you have let's break it out. Zero sum game is a zero sum game would be like you and me have a pizza in front of us, and the pizza has been cut into 8 pieces. And if I take a piece of pizza, that is one less piece of pizza available for you to eat. And if you take a piece, that's one less available for me. And eventually, you know, let's say we're both really, really, really hungry. Eventually, all the pizza is gone, and there's nothing left for either of us to eat. All the pizza has been taken, and I'm so hungry that I could say that if you know, let's say we both took 4 pieces, and it's all gone. But at the end of that, I'm so hungry that I would say to you, man, if you had only eaten 3 pieces and left 5 for me, I would have eaten all 5. The idea is that we both were so hungry that whole pizza was going to get eaten, and it was just a matter of how much of it was I going to get and how much of it would you get, and in a way it's a competition, because every piece that I took for myself, I was taking away from you. So that would be a zero sum game. The idea is that at the end of it, there's nothing left, and there's a finite amount available. So the opposite of that would be a non-zero sum game. And a non-zero sum game would be where if I take that piece of pizza, it's almost like going to the one of those pizza buffets or whatever. So you take a piece of pizza and they put another one out immediately. And it's like there's an infinite amount of pizza. And just because I could take 8 pieces of pizza and it wouldn't take any pizza away from you, because they just put more out there of the same kind. And so if you were in line with me at a buffet, and let's say the people at the pizza buffet were super excited and super eager to replace the pizza instantly. Let's say you were behind me in line, and we're coming up on the pepperoni pizza, and you love pepperoni, and I do too, and I know you do. And I take all the pepperoni pizza because I'm so hungry. I take all of it, and you're right behind me in line. Well, if you know that the people are going to instantly put out more pizza for you, when you see me get all that pizza, you're not going to be mad. You're going to be like, yeah, man, like, get it. Like, yeah, I love pepperoni pizza too. You should get as much of that pizza as you can, because I'm right there with you. It's awesome. I love it. And you wouldn't be mad, because you know there's plenty for you still. And you're excited that someone else likes it as much as you and is enjoying something that you like as much as you do. And you might even come sit down with me and we talk about how much we love pizza together. Well, that's a long way of getting back to saying that I believe that drumming is a non-zero sum game. And I mean this in the professional world, but I mean this in just any kind of success at drumming kind of thing. There is nothing that says that there is a finite number of drumming gigs or drumming, opportunities available in the world. If nothing else, there are new bands that are created every day, and new success stories every day, and new ways for drummers to be successful every day, and new songs written every day. There's so much new being created that are opportunities for drummers every day. And so, I would just say that in 99% of the drumming world, there are just increasing and overflowing opportunities for success as a drummer. And so when you or I see another drummer achieving some success as a drummer, we have to keep in mind that them succeeding at what they're doing has not taken anything away from us and our opportunities as drummers. Even for me, here in a town like Nashville, where it can be seen as really competitive and cutthroat, I will say that I have discovered a community of drummers that are very supportive of each other, are very encouraging to one another, and are very happy for each other's success. And I believe it's because, each of us is secure in our own playing and our own voice, which is something, I talked about recently in another podcast episode. But I do believe that it also is, we all understand that there are plenty of opportunities, and there's no point in getting all upset about someone else getting success, because it's not taking any success away from us. So I want to encourage you, if you see someone else getting an opportunity or doing something really cool on the drums, it can be tempting to think that, man, that's just one less gig for me, or one less opportunity for me. But that's just not the way it works. Drumming is a non-zero sum game. There's plenty for everybody, and the taking of one thing by one person does not remove opportunity from you or from me or for anybody else. So just keep that in mind. Stay encouraged. Keep looking for opportunities, because there's more out there every day. All right, we'll talk again soon. Bye.